Live at not 1:15 p.m. You're listening to Take the Heat Podcast. Blake Beams, Jake Curry. We got a good episode for you today. We got some baseball. I think it's the first sport other than basketball that we've gone on so far.
Yeah, so far, yeah.
So we got some baseball, some New York rivalry. Mets fan here, Yankees fan on the other side of me. It's disgusting. I got some stuff pulled up on the computer for me as well to just kind of go off on. I didn't even take any notes. I'm just ready to go off on not only the Yankees team, you probably more than me.
Yes.
It's ridiculous how this Yankees fan is here, but Mets fan, life can be better. But then we got some Pelicans talk as the Suns are in some deep, deep water with that Devin Booker injury. We'll get to that later. But yeah, Jake, how's your day been today? Good. I'm good.
It's been all right, other than stressing about my Yankees, but.
You're stressing about the Yankees in the middle of class?
Stressing.
Middle of class, Garrett Cole's getting you. Yeah, it's the first thing you see on my screen is Garrett Cole just eyeing you down. Yeah, but we're like some Mets, Yankees, baseball talk in general. Probably not most of the biggest stories because you got like Arenado's gotten a lot better. Yeah. You got some people just coming back, especially my Mets. It's beautiful to see. Jacob deGrom ain't even back yet, but just around those kind of parts, and I think that's where we're gonna start as well, right?
Okay.
Just a little bit of Mets talk. I love it. Coming in, we are, I want to say 10-4 after last night's win versus the Giants. I was able to watch the whole series. Fun fact, I paid $2.99 for a Mets radio.
You were watching that one in class, weren't you too?
Yeah, I was. I was watching it. Yep, and weren't really doing anything. It's like, yeah, I'll take a look. I got it on ESPN Plus, and I paid. So I'm at work. When I'm at work,
right?
At the radio broadcast, I paid $1.99.
Oh man,
paid $1.99 a month to get every single Mets game on the radio.
You may be the first person I know to actually pay to watch Mets games.
That
besides fans,
that stings, but you guys are like 500 right now, so I couldn't care less. I'd rather be 10-4 and have it sting than be 500.
You're not wrong. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, but so not Yankees. We'll save we'll save you guys for later.
Yep.
I just gotta say I couldn't be happier. Legitimately, I couldn't be happier. We faced the Giants, the Phillies, the Razorbacks, and Diamondbacks, not the Razorbacks. We're not in Arkansas anymore. And first series of the year, it's kind of slipping past my mind. You feel like, it was Phillies. We played Phillies for someone there. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Or was it Washington?
Washington was the first.
Okay, so it was Washington, Philly, Diamondbacks, and then the Giants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. And we go back to we actually going to Arizona tonight. We opened in Citi Field.
Okay.
Versus the Diamondbacks and then Arizona. We're going to Arizona tonight at 9:10.
Oh man.
God, I know.
Y'all got the late game.
Yeah. Well, you got to realize over in Arizona it's gonna be like 6 o'clock.
That's true. That's true.
I always tell people it's like living in the East Coast is so much harder for sports because you got to stay up to like 11:30.
Yeah.
And then say for the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl's ending when they're at like 9:30. They're just getting home, and the Super Bowl's ending. And but that's a tangent for another day.
Yeah.
But the Mets, oh good Lord, I love it. All I can say is I love it. I'm sure you hate it.
How you feeling about Lindor though? Coming off of he struggled last year.
Oh, dude, he struggled last 2 years.
Yeah.
No, you don't. I trust me. I'm fully aware how Lindor played. Mm-hmm. Thing is with Lindor about his struggles, I don't know if it was COVID, like it was like struggles with that. I don't know if he didn't have confidence in himself because if you remember, he kind of dissed the Mets fans last year. What did they do? I'm trying to remember what they did. I
feel like they booed him a couple times, didn't they?
No, I know the fans booed him, but what did some of the players? They just didn't acknowledge him, or they kind of didn't. I forget what they did.
I have to check that one out. But he didn't last year. He just didn't look comfortable.
Well, no, he wasn't there.
He just wasn't. He wasn't comfortable.
Well, remember when he was on the Indians, now Guardians?
Yeah.
When he was on the Indians, he was one of the best players in baseball.
Exactly.
I'd say he was the best shortstop in baseball. He still is the best defensive shortstop in baseball.
Yeah.
You were giving me your top 5 list earlier. I was like, yeah okay. You just look at it. He was going off batting average, by the way. I just want to point that out. That is like...
but going off of batting
I'm going to let
average,
you go. I'm just going to let you go.
Going off batting average, I have him 4, maybe 5. I'll put him at 5, maybe just going off strictly. I know you're not supposed to do that, really.
Well, how do you do maybe 5 when it's literally stats?
Yeah. I mean, for stats, though, it's like he's 6, I think.
Okay, for batting average,
yeah. He's like 6 for batting average, but I got him at 5.
Yeah.
Just top.
So he can hit. What he's really good at is watching balls, like Brandon Nimmo is. Yeah. Brandon Nimmo frustrated me because he got taken out on the COVID list a few weeks ago. So, I was like, are you kidding me? That's our leadoff hitter just gone like that. But I got to say, Nimmo, I always knew he was good. He still is good. The way he fights out of down, he's like down 0-2, right? So let's say he goes down to strike zone 0-2. He will either fight the foul till he gets, a walk, or he'll get a hit. I think his batting average right now is at like 308.
Oh man,
he's hitting around 30. Nimmo he's back. Like, I wouldn't say he's back because he didn't struggle last year. He didn't play amazing. But Nimmo, I'd say, like, especially coming off that COVID list, didn't play for. It was only, baseball is like 3,000 games in like 10-day spans. So he missed like maybe 5 games in 4 days. We had a doubleheader once against the Giants.
And it seems like ever since Lindor got belted in the face by a fastball in Washington, seems like his season just changed.
Well, Pete did
drastically.
Too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do you know how well, here, I'll actually ask you. You know how many hits by pitch the Mets got this year?
I'm not sure how many.
We are, by the way, we're 14 games through.
Okay.
We've got 12.
12,
and we had like 9 in the first like 5 games.
That's ridiculous.
I kid you not. I think in the Washington
pitchers just got it out for y'all.
I think it was Washington. Well, did you see the brawl?
I did.
The brawl,
yeah.
They kind of cleared bench a little bit, and kind of not really initiated it, but was there for us. It's your man Buck Showalter.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, Buck Showalter, our guy, the Mets guy, by the way, not the Yankees guy, the Mets guy.
I knew you was gonna bring that up.
And we got Pete Alonso. He didn't have a down season last year. He had around 30 home runs, but his rookie season he set the record. Yeah. He set the rookie record for home runs. He set a Mets franchise record, obviously. 53 home runs as a rookie. Didn't dip last year. Well, it obviously dipped, but it didn't. He wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But he came off a Golden Glove season as well. First base, which is beyond me. He's a 6'5", near 300-pound polar bear. That's his nickname.
Exactly.
And I don't know how he even does it on first base.
Yeah.
Like seriously, Pete Alonso. It comes to a point where it's just. All right, we're kind of tired of it because you got, let's say, you got switch hitters. The Mets have like 3 switch hitters, believe it or not, which I think leads the MLB. I'm not sure. Lindor is probably the number one you could see. But then there's so much of an influx of left-handed hitters nowadays that having Pete at first is a gold mine because it's going right to him.
Right.
So you got the 6'4", 300-pound dude just standing there on first base, and so line drive right over his head. He's got the reaction to snatch it right up. He can snatch this way. He can lean. I know you saw the game-winning from first base. It was going into extra innings, and we were going. This was a Diamondbacks game. Yes, it was against the Diamondbacks. What was against the Diamondbacks? I feel like we handled them pretty well. It was either the first Giants game. It's one of the first Giants games because they were. It was one of the first Giants games. They were handling us really well, and then we came back later in the
I
eighth
remember
inning.
that one. Yeah.
And then it was an extra innings. They start on second now. They get a man on second automatically, and so we get Pete there, and he hits. They hit the ball obviously, and then it rolls into the infield, and they thought he was safe. Then they replayed it. He was about an inch worth away from getting off the bag, and he was extended probably about 7 or 8 feet this way, and he somehow got him out, and they took back the run. Then we ended up winning that game against the Giants.
Now, not to be Debbie Downer, but to all Mets fans out there, don't get your hopes up just yet. Same thing happened last year, and I know you might say, "Oh, Jacob deGrom got hurt."
How do you not say Jacob?
Listen,
Jacob deGrom's most talented pitcher, maybe ever.
It's the Mets. I feel like a choke job is it's just bound to happen. A choke job is bound to happen at some point in time from now to the end of the season. It's gonna happen.
The Lol Mets. You're on the Lol Mets train
for sure.
I mean,
always.
Yeah, I would say Lol Mets. Yeah, always. I mean, we choked a game against Arizona. We gave up 1 to the Giants. We have 1 to Philly and 2 to Washington. No, because we've won every series, and I think our starters are still undefeated. Our pitching, starter pitching. That's another thing. DeGrom's hurt. Yeah, I know. Right. We're already going there. Yeah. DeGrom's hurt, but we're still undefeated. Our starting pitchers. You got Tyler McGill, who struggled last game against the Giants. Not last game, 2 games ago. He started against the Giants. He struggled. He played really good his first 2 starts, and against the Giants, I don't know what it was. I don't know if they got into his head. I don't know if he was tired. I don't know if it was a longer rest. I don't know what it was, but McGill, he just wasn't. He gave up 5 runs in the first 3 innings.
Oh, man.
4 runs. That's the game we came back. That's the game we came back.
Sounds like somebody I know.
Somebody you know.
Mr. Garrett Cole.
Mr. Garrett Cole. Oh, yeah. Well, that was 2 innings, Jake. Your pitcher's worse.
I know.
Your pitcher's worse than our 3rd-string starter.
Yeah, I don't know what. He walked 5 of the 11 batters he faced yesterday.
2 innings.
I don't understand how that's even possible. You walk 5 of the 11. You get pulled in 2 innings. Not to mention that's the shortest start of his career to date.
Well, duh.
So, I mean, I really don't. And we lost to Detroit. On top of that.
Yeah.
Lost to the Tigers. So really, I couldn't tell you what's leading to the. It's the same story.
The Tigers.
Look, it's the same story for the Yankees every year. It's year after year. We start off the season slow because of something, but with all the power hitters we have and the big free agent signings we've signed in the past couple years, you'd think that we'd have made at least a couple World Series on the way. We haven't been to one since we won it in 2009.
I mean, yeah, that's when you guys had the captain. You guys had Alex Rodriguez.
Exactly.
You guys had shoot, who was that? The second baseman. Oh, it was the second baseman for. I'm trying to remember his name. I can't put my eye on it. No, I guess I can't really remember. But that was a stacked Yankees team. I remember playing with them in MLB 2K back when 2K played. That's how long ago this was. MLB 2K10, the Yankees were like a 95 overall team, and my Mets were like a 76. You know what I mean? Still led by David Wright, but David Wright was getting, he's only like an 83 overall.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, by the way. David Wright was that guy, still is. But
I mean, really, there's a lot that I would love to see the Yankees do. For one, I wish we would make a run at Trevor Story, shortstop for the Rockies. Yeah. I don't really know why we won't.
Because the Rockies aren't giving it up.
I mean, yeah.
Rockies are amazing this year. Please, I'm gonna interrupt you. I'm so sorry. Please watch the Rockies. The Rockies are so good at baseball.
Yeah.
We're gonna beat them, but they're so good at baseball.
But I mean, with the shortage at shortstop we have right now, Gleyber Torres isn't doing much of anything. You have DJ LeMahieu, who's really definitely not doing anything.
Dude, I miss LeMahieu. I miss a really good LeMahieu.
I know.
He was good.
Wait, he was what? Not even 2 years ago. He was real good.
Yeah,
Not even 2 years ago.
It was the 60-game year.
Yeah.
Where they played 60 games, 60 days.
And one thing that I wish Brian Cashman would have never did was trade Didi Gregorius. That's one trade I wish would have never happened. But if I had a say in it, which I clearly don't. But I mean, Didi brought he could get you a hit when you really needed it. That's really what he brought to the table that the Yankees don't have at all right now.
Right.
But you'd expect, because you have players like Giancarlo Stanton, you have Aaron Judge, who also turned down an 8-year deal with the Yankees.
He's coming to the other side.
Yeah, that would be the worst possible option that could happen.
Coming to the other borough.
That would be terrible.
Yeah, y'all Bronx boys. What? Oh, are you still going?
No, you go.
Okay. Well, I was gonna ask you was, you said the one move that you regret is not getting Trevor Story.
Yeah. What
is the one move in your entire franchise that you regret? And hear me out, because it resulted in a few World Series, so I know it's kind of
okay.
Would you regret signing Alex Rodriguez when they signed him all those years ago?
Would I regret it?
Because the dichotomy between him and Jeter just broke that team.
Oh man,
and it did. It really, that team kind of
I wouldn't
broke down.
say regret it just because it brought us.
Series.
Like if we're talking about World Series, I feel like I wouldn't say I would regret it, but just simply because he brought us a couple championships.
Yeah.
But if there was no championships, of course, I mean that would be a regrettable
like the
decision.
Lakers and
exactly
LeBron.
Lakers and LeBron, exactly.
Because
there's a whole bunch of stuff they could have done different that would have helped their team. But
Westbrook.
But that's a story for a whole nother time. But I mean, I wouldn't say regret it. Okay. But there's definitely a few questionable moves in there that we've made that shouldn't have been made.
And yeah, that's every team though.
Exactly.
And at least you guys got what, 18, 17 World Series.
Exactly.
Is it 28?
I think it's 27.
Is the World Series 27? I was thinking of the Celtics. Yeah, you guys have 27 World Series.
27.
That's ridiculous.
I know. Half of them were what, early 1900s. So
because you guys
really,
had
when there was
Babe Ruth after a Sox
three
days.
Teams in the MLB.
Yeah, three teams in the MLB. You had the Red Sox, Yankees, and the local YMCA team from down the street.
Yeah, but I mean, one thing that Brian Cashman, I know you're not listening, but
look in the camera.
One thing that I need you to do is fire Aaron Boone. That's one move that needs to be made. Should have been made last year when your team barely made.
You should have got Buck Showalter.
Yes, that's the one person I wanted. Yep. I wanted Buck Showalter. Did we get him? No. Where is he at now? The Mets, who are 10-4.
We got the real New York team. The real New York team.
But the funny thing to me is, Aaron Boone told fans not to panic. But then when you have games like you had yesterday, or against the Orioles, where we went 2 for 11, and what was it? We went 2 for 11 with runners in scoring position. That's against Baltimore. That's ridiculous to me. You're facing probably the worst team in the MLB historically.
Okay, say, hey, give us some special praise to our Cincinnati Reds down the street.
But listen, the crazy thing is you left 8 stranded.
Yep.
You left 8 players left on base, and you lost a series to Baltimore, which is unheard of in New York. Because in New York, I mean, you base success off of championships. And you haven't had a championship since 2009. So really, when you really measure it, how much success has New York had in the past few years? If you're going strictly off of championships, there hasn't been much. So I really couldn't tell you what the problem is right now, but I mean they need to fix it. They need to fix it fast.
Well, Jake, if it helps, we haven't had a World Series since '85. So.
Yeah. I mean,
we said about 2014, but that was.
But I mean, when you're a team, when you're a high name team like the Yankees, you'd expect at least a couple championships every few years. But we haven't had one in 2001 was 13 years ago. You haven't had one in almost a decade and a half. That's ridiculous.
It's more ridiculous that 2009 is 13
years ago.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've lived all my life since 2009.
Now, one more story I did want to bring up. The Yankees and the sign stealing scandal.
Yeah.
That's a big one because they went to court the other day and they tried to appeal because there's a letter out now that supposedly documents how the Yankees supposedly
from Manfred, ain't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They went and appealed it at two different courts, and both of them denied the appeal.
Right.
So that means the letter will be open to the general public maybe a week or two. So I don't know what could possibly come with the repercussions of what's in that letter, but I mean that'll top the cake right there with that one.
I just don't know what. I guess you do. All right. Here's the thing. I know I feel like I'm bringing the mood down. I'm getting so serious now. When I realized or learned that the Astros did the sign stealing thing, I genuinely was disgusted.
Exactly.
Like seriously, I really did think like this is not baseball.
Right.
What are we doing? Because I know, I don't know. I don't even know if you know this story, but back in the 10s, I think it was 1917. I think it's the closest year. It's when shoeless Joe Jackson was playing with the Chicago White Sox, but it was renamed Chicago Black Sox because what they did is that they would bet on games against themselves. They threw the World Series.
Oh man!
And I don't want to throw Joe Jackson under the bus. From all accounts, he was one of the only ones that said, "No, I'm not doing this." And he actually played. That's just I'm not throwing anything out there. I didn't live 100 years ago, literally 100 years ago, by the way. So, and I'm sure there's been other things in baseball for you. You had the steroid trials, which
that was big. That was
huge.
That ruined people's lives, especially
Barry Bonds.
Yeah, Barry Bonds.
Still not in the Hall of Fame.
It cost him a Hall of Fame.
Yep.
A Hall of Fame bid just because of that.
Pete Rose too, which is weird.
Yeah.
He bet. I'm still.
I feel like Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, I know he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Easily should be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, I know. He bet on himself. Are you kidding me?
Exactly.
But so cheating in baseball, and it feels like because you think about the NBA, like, well, when did they ever cheat in the NBA? You know what I mean? But then it's like, well, the NBA's been around for 75 years.
That's true.
MLB's been around for 120?
A whole lot more.
Because baseball's been around since like the 1860s.
Exactly.
Civil War era. MLB was founded. Actually, it was before the 1900s.
Yeah.
It's well over 100 years.
That's
NFL's at Deflategate. They're coming on their 100th season.
That's
right,
crazy.
relatively soon.
That's crazy.
Wait. Yeah, it's the 50 Super Bowl.
100th was last year.
We already had the 100th NFL season?
Have we?
I don't think we have.
I know college football's been 150. I don't know when NFL
Wow,
was.
I forgot about
the college football's been like 150 something. Man. Because we had 150 2 years ago, I think, something like that.
I thought it was, who knows, it was this year. Yeah,
something like that.
I remember seeing the 150 logo, with the football.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I remember.
That. It's like the NBA Finals logo you brought up the other day that got brought back.
But going back to the whole silent stealings with the Yankees, the main reason they don't want it to be released is just simply like what you said with the Astros. People were disgusted. Yeah. The Yankees don't want to ruin that prestigious reputation of it's the Yankees, it's the Yankees. Because how much do you think a silent stealing scandal would bring down that reputation?
It's in general.
That would
terrible.
Exactly.
It just disgusts me. I hate it.
But and then the way they did it was kind of funny to me. They said that they had they used an improper use of a phone in the dugout. So I don't know how that really, like the dugout, how they have the dugout phones in the, I don't know how that works possibly. Maybe you position somebody in the way where they can steal the other team's signs or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I mean, to me, I'm just really ready to see what comes about of this whole thing.
Yeah, I know. It's from 2017 too.
I know.
This is a long time ago. That's when the Astros thing happened.
And there was a bunch of other teams named in the scandal a few years ago. I think it was Cleveland, the Brewers, the Cubs.
We weren't named in it, but we got one of Houston's managers, and he got suspended for a year and a half. Yeah, which I like I said I agree with. I am not for cheating.
Right.
It like I said, it blows me away that people can even still support the Astros.
Yeah, I don't know.
Thing is, they will move past it because they should, because it's different people.
I feel like we're already kind of moving past it. Besides the fans that go to games who bring trash cans and stuff,
which is funny.
That's hilarious.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's hilarious to me. But I mean,
poor Altuve too.
Yeah,
he didn't even do anything. I feel bad for him, and he's like the butt of all jokes.
Like
and they're funny jokes, but
Carlos Correa had to get away from it when he went to Texas.
Oh yeah, he's gone.
So he didn't go too far.
That could have taken Correa's career down
because he's with the Rangers now, so it didn't really take him too far.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I really just want to see what really comes about of this whole thing.
Well, I think we should move into some NBA now. We got a special request from a nice person.
Yes, we did.
To talk about a nice team that I didn't believe in. If you want me to be honest, I still
sure
don't kind of
either.
believe in.
I do.
But big news: Devin Booker, the All-NBA Jake first team, the All-NBA Blake second team, All-Star, Superstar, whatever you want to call him, guard from the Phoenix Suns, is out.
Yes, he is.
At least games 3 and 4.
Yep.
Is that games 3 and 4?
Yeah,
at least?
3 and 4.
I heard it was 2 weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's 2 weeks, and then game 3 and 4 is guaranteed, and then possibly the rest of the series, depending on how he progresses.
This shifts literally everything.
Shifts everything. Now with Booker out, that changes my whole perspective because I think I said a couple episodes ago I said Suns in 5. I think we had to go back and check that. Yeah. Now I say Pelicans in 6 simply because CP3 will not be able to do this all by himself. You have to expect more from Aiden, Bridges, Cameron Payne possibly can get you 20 if you need it.
Cameron Johnson.
No, it's Cameron Payne too.
Yeah, I'm talking
There's
about
two.
both.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't. I don't think he can do it. I really don't. Yeah. But I mean, we'll see what tonight, tomorrow.
I think it's tonight.
I think it's
Isn't
tonight.
The game's tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a while since they
because I know the Heat play at 7, so that's.
Oh boy.
Take a 3-0 lead against Atlanta.
One.
Yep.
Yeah, they're destroying Atlanta. They're back in Atlanta though.
Yeah. Still won't beat us, but we'll see.
But yeah, those Pelicans, and here's the thing. So you kind of already addressed the Suns.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just devastating, dude.
Like, what, for the Suns?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Devin Booker is Devin Booker.
Right.
Devin Booker's been the glue. They won over 60 games.
Exactly.
And now their best players out.
Now,
and it's bad. It's a hamstring, isn't it?
I think it's a strain. I think hamstring strain. But I mean, realistically, in this entire playoffs, even when Booker was playing, the Suns just didn't feel like the same team they were in the regular season.
Yep.
It seemed like they just lacked energy because I saw a stat, it said if you took the entire fourth quarter away, the Suns would be the 8th seed in the NBA right now with the 11th best record in the league.
Right.
So that just shows you the Suns will just wear you down.
That's a ridiculous stat.
Exactly. They'll just wear you down from quarters 1 to 3 and then just take over in the 4th.
Right.
And they haven't been able to do that this series. They really because they were the only game they did it was in game 1 when they won by almost 30.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then game 2 they just let the Pelicans hang around. Brandon Ingram caught fire.
Yep.
And they just took over and won. So without Booker, what do you do? Because you don't have that killer mentality from Booker. All you have is Chris Paul and maybe DeAndre Ayton, he's shaky at times.
Very.
So I mean,
Ayton. Yeah.
So I really don't know how you go from here. So if you're Pelicans fan out there right now, be happy. You're winning in 6.
Thing is, I think Monty Williams. Right. I don't know if he has a strategy necessarily because he's a player guy.
Exactly.
He likes for you to go out there and play.
Right.
Because Chris Paul can be that coach on the court.
Oh yeah, for
That's
sure.
Just what he does. And thing is though, it's like you said. I don't think it's more so that Phoenix needs a plan. I think they just need to keep doing what they did throughout the regular season. Just minus Booker because Chris Paul can do that.
Right.
Chris Paul can do what Devin Booker does. Maybe he's got the range, but he's not as quick as him anymore. He hasn't got that quick first step as much as Booker anymore. But Chris Paul can do that. It's more so what are the Pelicans going to do?
Exactly.
You know what the Pelicans
I was just going to say that too.
Go for the throat.
Exactly.
That is, you need the dagger. You need to go for the throat.
Exactly.
If you're the Pelicans, because you are going to New Orleans. You stole home court.
Right.
You need 2 games in New Orleans. You can go up 3-1 going back to Phoenix.
That's ridiculous.
3-1. And when
crazy.
you have a player like Brandon Ingram, when you have players like Josh Hart, lining up that team.
Right.
You're not getting past it. And Zion's out, ain't he? Zion's just done.
I don't think so.
I
feel like if the Pelicans get through this series, I feel like we could see Zion in the second round.
Ben Simmons back for game 4, by the way. That's big. That's really big.
Man. I mean, I want to say it's big, but I don't think he'll make a difference. I really don't think.
What?
I don't think Ben Simmons will make that much. He didn't do anything in Philly. I really don't think Ben Simmons did not do that much for Philly.
Ben Simmons is one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA.
He won't make a difference.
Ben Simmons is the best perimeter defender in the NBA.
Well, I mean,
granted, he's gotten 2 years of no contact basketball.
I mean, with Kevin Durant not doing, he shot 4 for 17 the last game. So I mean, with Kevin Durant not hitting his shots, Nets have no shot. Nets have no chance whatsoever. Even if you say Ben Simmons will come back oh, he can defend all this stuff. I don't see it.
Yeah, we gotta get back to these Pelicans anyway.
Yeah,
let's get them up.
I mean, for the Pelicans, it's really, when you think about it, it's harder for a team to game plan for a team without their best player, because you can't just key in on Booker.
Because that's what Booker did.
You have to game plan for the entire team.
Yep.
So now you have to guard, like I said, CP3. You have to somehow get 8, because you know they're gonna get 8 in the ball down low now. So
they got Valanciunas.
Yeah, that's true.
Valanciunas is a big dude.
He's been balling too.
He's a fantasy god. Oh my lord, I love Jonas Valanciunas.
But I'm really excited to see how Willie Green game plans for the next couple of games.
Willie Green's growing on.
I know it. I know it.
Willie Green's good.
He's in his first year too.
Yep.
That's crazy to me.
He's so young.
I know it. I know.
Yeah. But yeah, and the Zion piece about this, dude. Zion's good. People forget how good Zion was.
Exactly.
You know he's averaging 27 before he got injured.
I feel like we downplay Zion now just because of that one commercial we saw where he looked enormous.
In the Doritos commercial.
He looked enormous, and I feel like we just downplay how good he really is.
Yeah, I mean he's doing a 360 off the backboard.
Exactly. And there was the video I saw. That man hit the floor so hard, the floor looked like it sunk in. So I don't know
what you're talking about. I know exactly the clip you're talking about.
The floor looked like it sunk in. So to me, if you get Zion back on this Pelicans team, that's a whole new team. That's a top 5 team in the West. If you put Zion back on that team, that's a top 5 team.
Like I wholeheartedly agree.
Exactly.
But then it makes you think, if Zion does come back, and if Zion, off this injury, is he playing how he played before? I'm not talking in terms of skill. I'm talking, are they going to let him do that? There's a reason he's getting hurt.
I feel like they'll ease him back into it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
They'll have to ease him back into it. But I mean, at some point, he's going to get back to the old Zion. I feel like some people might not agree with that, but I feel like Zion will eventually get back to how he was back in Duke, where he was just dominating everybody.
Well, my thing is with Zion, it's not this. He doesn't lack the skill.
Yeah,
he's gonna have the skill regardless.
Exactly.
He can't keep playing that way and not expect to get hurt.
He's just injury prone. Exactly.
He's so big. Dude,
it's just like Anthony Davis.
He's 6'7", 350 pounds.
Exactly.
Like you're not catching him at 290 pounds.
Exactly.
That dude's a giant.
That's a huge man.
He got like 10 inches off the ground. Yeah. But he can do all that. But he's flying like that. You're going to hurt yourself. It's bad. Every time I see Ja go in the lane, I think he's going to hurt himself.
But the way Ja comes down is crazy.
Well, yeah, that's
he
the
goes
worst
up
part.
and then comes down on one leg, and it's just.
No, it looks like he's doing a wrestling move from the top rope.
I don't know.
Ja Morant.
Yeah, I don't know. They got to work with Ja on that one, on how to come down on 2 feet.
Yeah,
because
that's
gonna mess him up at some point.
Remember, that's how Derrick Rose got hurt.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
The 2011 playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays just like him too, and it's horrifying because you don't want another Derrick Rose.
I definitely don't want to know one of those.
Hope we get a healthy Derrick Rose.
Yeah. But speaking of Duke, Brandon Ingram.
Oh, you want Ingram on?
Hey, I'm trying to tell you, that man, he put up a 37-point performance in Game 2.
Yep.
So, he's single-handedly carrying the Pelicans right now.
Right.
So, going to the Lakers now, the biggest mistake they made in the past couple years was that big haul they made for Anthony Davis. And injury-prone Anthony Davis.
Whoa, the Pelicans?
Yeah. No, I'm talking the Lakers. Their biggest mistake.
My goodness gracious.
No,
okay.
Their biggest mistake was trading Brandon Ingram for Anthony Davis.
I personally disagree, by the way, just because I think a championship overrules that.
I don't know.
But my franchise doesn't have a title, so.
Yeah, I'm thinking long-term.
No, you're right. No, 100%.
Long-term, I feel like the Lakers, if they kept Brandon Ingram, that would have been better off than Anthony Davis and whoever else they have in L.A. right now.
Yeah.
But, and they should have kept Caruso.
Caruso's really good.
That would have been. That should have been. Because that whole team last year was just better than whatever they got going on.
Oh, for sure. Well, now the average age is like 34. None of them can move anymore. So.
None of them at all. Not a single one of them.
But you said the Lakers thing. Do you really not think a title's not worth it? Because by that standards,
I'm not saying it's not worth it, but I like to think long term.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So when you have a team like the Lakers,
right.
When you have their star player is 37 years old,
you
can't have players that are 34, 33, 30 as in your starting lineup with you. Because what's going to happen? You're going to get tired.
Yep.
You can't play a full 82-game season because even LeBron's only played 56 games.
Yeah.
So,
not to mention, I'm sorry to interrupt, that team is only like 7 deep. In the playoffs, they're only like 5 deep, and they're not in the playoffs.
It's like the Nets.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're only 6 deep, and then you're stuck.
Yep.
But, when you think long-term, when you have older players like this, you need younger players that can get you 30 in a playoff game when you can't. So, I mean, I feel like if the Lakers still had players like Ingram, still had players like, I'd say Josh Hart, because Josh Hart he was tough in LA.
Oh, he's very
good.
Lonzo was
I
there.
mean, if you still had players like that, I feel like the Lakers would continuously be a great team and able to support LeBron.
You're gonna get the team, but the thing is, Davis, when they traded for him, he was the perfect thing for LeBron. LeBron
at the time,
because he could shoot.
Exactly.
He still can shoot. He's so injury prone. But thing is, when you have Brandon, can we establish Ingram is not developing like he is if he played with LeBron? It's just not happening.
That's true. I agree with that.
I think Lonzo's going to I think he would become that defender because he was a good defender in LA, but he just went out of this world on the Pelicans and now the Bulls. So I do think he would have became that defender. I think Josh Hart would have been an excellent spot-up shooter. And who did that pick end up being? Oh, Zion. Duh.
Yeah.
Some flew over our head. And I think Jackson Hayes.
Yeah.
Or was it the Jackson Hayes pick? Yeah, because New Orleans won the lottery. Then they traded for the Lakers pick, which ended up being Jackson Hayes.
Yeah.
Because they chose Jackson Hayes. Okay.
But
who's also really good.
Definitely, I feel like LeBron, like if younger players cannot develop under LeBron, like you said.
Yeah.
Because you saw how Caruso, once he got traded to Chicago, he just flourished. Lonzo flourished when he left and went to Chicago.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's really hard. I don't know. I might just because LeBron, I don't know what it is really. Younger players just can't flourish under LeBron.
LeBron needs to have. He doesn't need to have the ball to be successful. I'm not saying that because LeBron's one of the greatest players to ever live. What I'm saying is that LeBron is the playmaker. There's a reason LeBron was the best basketball player in the NBA for well over a decade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just what it is.
Exactly.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you're not going to get, if you put Brandon Ingram with Kevin Durant, you're not going to get the Brandon Ingram you have now.
Oh, yeah. No,
if you put Brandon
Ingram
Ingram with Chris Paul, he would. But,
Yeah.
like, someone like...
that would be ridiculous. If you
Brandon
put him
Ingram
with Chris Paul, that would be...
Shoot, prime Chris Paul was on the Pelicans. Bring him back. Why not? Let's do a 2K
have
sim.
him in his career in New Orleans.
Yep, 2K simulation. Chris Paul and Brandon Ingram.
Yeah. But last thing I'll say, with Booker out, I feel like New Orleans won't have a problem. I just don't think they'll have in the next two games.
They'll have a problem.
The next two games, I don't think they'll have a problem with Phoenix. I think they'll win the next two games pretty easily. Going back to Phoenix, I feel like Chris Paul is not going to lose in 5 games. So they'll win Game 6, or they'll win Game 5, and then New Orleans will win Game 6.
I don't know if I can't get on board with easily. I can get on board with beating. I can't get on board with easily because
I mean easily being 8-9 points, at least.
That's a big margin.
Yeah, I mean at least I don't know.
Just being in control the whole time.
Just being basically from
because they can match
wire to wire.
Bucket.
Yeah. Wire to wire. I think the Pelicans will win game. They'll win Game 3 wire to wire. You heard it here first. Game 4 will be back and forth, but I think the Pelicans will pull it out.
So you got Pelicans in 6.
Pelicans in 6.
I don't. All right. Well, I think, are you good with wrapping up now?
Yeah.
You got anything else to add?
No, that should be it.
That's it. All right. Well, from WJHI Studios, now it is no longer when we started. You know, we were going to start at 1:15. I think we started at 1:30.
Oh, man.
And at 2:01 p.m., here we are. Thank you for listening on WJHI. Thank you for watching if you're on YouTube. Make sure to check out the YouTube channel, the Red Devil Network, WJHI. That's where you're going to get your Take the Heat feed. Take the Heat Instagram. That's at Take the Heat Podcast. And, I guess that's about it. From Blake Beams, Jake Curry, I guess next Tuesday, is that what we're doing?
Yeah,
next Tuesday. Are we doing the mock draft, or is that Thursday?
I think we can do the mock draft on Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah, just stay tuned for the Tuesday NFL mock draft and Thursday, I guess. Well, hopefully my Mets are going to be like 20-4 by then. All right, thank you all for listening, and everybody make sure to have a great day.